It wasn't supposed to be the ideal circuit nor the ideal conditions, but Lando Norris led the way in the McLaren in free practice 2. Here are my 3 takeaways following practice sessions here at the Las Vegas Grand Prix. Let's start with Lando Norris. In free practice 1, didn't look too comfortable with the car, but the team did make some setup changes to the MCL 39, and by the time he got out for free practice 2, I felt that the front end was a little more positive for him. He didn't have as much understeer in the car as he had previously. Now, if we go back to the last few seasons here in Las Vegas, this is a track where McLaren has actually really struggled at. Coming into this weekend, team principal Andrea Stella believed that this was going to be a difficult circuit for them, but the amount of data he felt that they had collected over the last 2 seasons, he felt that they'd be able to have a little bit more of a competitive car to offer both drivers, but we'll see how things go for Lando Norris on Friday, especially in qualifying. As for his teammate Oscar Piastri, who trails championship leader Norris in the driver's standings, he had a bit of an up and down day. I would say free practice 2 was a bit of a struggle. However, he didn't get to run the soft tire, and at the end of this one I did hear from him, and it did sound like he was a little more positive about the car, and with some overnight setups felt that maybe they could squeeze out a little bit more performance from this thing for Friday's qualifying. Let's move on to Ferrari, because it was an interesting day for Charles Leclerc. I mean, in free practice 1, leading the day, looked really solid. Moving into free practice 2, P3. But at the end of free practice 2, we had back-to-back red flags that hit the session. Now, for Leclerc, he actually had a steering wheel issue, is what the team is telling me is what it was. They'll have a deeper investigation into what actually happened on Leclerc's car, and we'll report back tomorrow, have a little bit more understanding of what actually happened there to Charles. As for his teammate Lewis Hamilton, felt it was a bit of a struggle again for Lewis here in practice. I thought that his lap that he did in free practice 1 was going to be really solid until Nico Hülkenberg got involved and impeded him. And I think that lap for Lewis actually probably would have set him up really nicely, gave him a little bit more confidence in the car. However, Hülkenberg just getting in the way there and I think ruining that lap a bit. Even though Lewis did go P1 at the end of that one, I still felt that there was a lot left in the car for him to extract from it. But Ferrari in the mix here this weekend, so too is Mercedes, and so too obviously are the McLarens. Now in this last one, I want to finish off Mercedes, and especially that of Toto Wolff. Posted this on Twitter earlier on Thursday, where Toto he'd sold part of his shares in the Mercedes F1 team to CEO and founder of CrowdStrike, George Kurtz. Now, Kurtz becomes a co-owner of the team through personal acquisitions of a 15% minority interest in the ownership entity that is controlled by Toto Wolff. Now, this entity, or holding company as you would call it, it owns 1/3 of the F1 team, and it's in a long-term partnership which involves Mercedes, and it involves another company owning 1/3 of the team in Ineos as well. And so at the end of all this, this would equate to roughly about a 5% stake that George Kurtz would be buying into in this team. And at the end of all of it, they would appoint him technology advisor of the racing team as well. Smart move, I think, from Toto. I mean, this is something that he has built up over years, and I think for him to sell part of his shares in his holding company probably did pretty good at the end of this one. I don't know the exact dollar figures, but it is something that I'm trying to find out. Keep it locked in here to tsn.ca and our YouTube channel, because we are going to have more coming from the Las Vegas Grand Prix over this entire weekend.